In today's video, I'm going to break down the science behind metabolic adaptation if you're over the age of 35 and how to reverse it for fat loss. Now, we work with a lot of men over the age of 35 who find that they're in this never-ending fat loss plateau. No matter what they do, they cannot get rid of the stubborn fat. So I'm going to be breaking down exactly how we work through this process with those guys and how they see progress long term. So this is going to be educational and also give you kind of a step-by-step approach. So first things first is that we have to understand what is metabolic adaptation. It's a fancy way of saying, hey, I understand how many calories you're burning per day, per workout, how much I'm consuming, and your body is going to be adapting to that number, okay? I'll give you an example. This works both with calories and how many calories you burn, because your body wants to become very efficient, okay? And this is often why a lot of people struggle with plateaus with their training. And when you're not tracking data to tell you specifically how much cardio you should be doing or how many carbs you should be having, it becomes very confusing and you kind of get lost in everything, okay? So the first thing that we'll go over is a cardio example. Let's say that I start running 5 times per week, 25-minute sessions, okay? Over the course of time, I will start to lose weight, but I will eventually stop losing weight, okay? So let's say that I lose 10 pounds, and by the third month in, the same cardio that I'm doing and have been doing to lose those first 10 pounds no longer cause me to lose weight. That's because my body has now adapted to what I'm consuming and the cardio that I'm doing, okay? This is why going right out of the gate, doing a very strenuous form of cardio is a bad idea for fat loss. For example, if you do 3 or 4 Orange Theory classes per week and you lose 15 pounds or so, you have to maintain those Orange Theory classes consecutively in order to maintain that weight off. So that's why, you want to make sure that you're deciding what cardio you do, and you want to make sure that you can scale it up appropriately without incurring injuries and whatnot. Now, same thing goes for a calorie example, okay? When I start a fat loss phase, I usually start them around 2,400 calories a day. And sometimes I will drop weight for 5 to 10 weeks or so, and then eventually my weight will drop, okay? Or my weight will stop moving, rather. And once my weight stops moving, and I'm doing everything the same, I haven't changed a single thing, I've now reached the point where my metabolism has adapted to what I'm doing and what I'm eating, okay? So here's a couple strategies that I've found with clients to kind of help break past this point. One thing that I want to start right off the bat is that some people are not even in a fat loss plateau. They're just simply not tracking calories, macros, minutes of cardio done throughout the week, and they don't really have a set routine for building muscle in the gym. And the reason why that creates a big problem and causes a lot of people to get stuck is because they have no idea what their variables are, okay? They're just kind of going based off of feel. One day you feel like doing a lot of work, another day you don't feel like doing a lot of work. So 9 out of 10 people are experiencing this problem, and it could just be fixed by getting really clear on your numbers, okay? Very similar to managing your personal finance. Knowing your budget, what's coming in and out every single month, is often one of the first steps someone takes to get ahead of their financial, to gain more financial literacy over their own lives, right? This is really no different. When clients come into our program, the first thing that we have them do is we get them to understand their numbers, and we set controlled variables in place. Okay, you're going to do 3 sessions of this treadmill walking plus these 4 workouts, and you're going to follow these macros, okay? Let's see what your weight does. And for the first 2 weeks of our metabolic priming phase, we can see if clients are either gaining weight, maintaining their weight, or losing weight. And now we have controlled variables that we know. So if a client stops losing weight on those parameters, we know, okay, perfect. We can either take calories away or we can increase cardio. Which one would work better for this client? And that's how we scale up results. We go based off of numbers, not just feel and eating healthy. That's number 1. Number 2 is increase your NEAT. non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Basically, this means increasing your walking, increasing how much activity you're doing throughout the day, but not in strenuous forms like hardcore cardio or weightlifting. Okay, I'm talking about increasing, like, standing instead of sitting. Right now, instead of sitting down in this chair, I am standing. Same thing goes for step count. Increasing that number throughout the day is a great way to burn a little bit more calories without having some of the negative effects of, hardcore forms of cardio. Okay. The other thing is making sure that you periodize this properly. And all that means is that we set it up in phases to complement each other. So for example, if I'm starting a fat loss phase, it would not be wise for me to start with 300 minutes of cardio per week, because once my metabolism adapts to that, it won't change anymore, and it becomes really frustrating. So what I would do instead is that if I'm going to lose 20 to 40 pounds, I might start at 100 minutes per week, see how much results I can get on that, and once my metabolism adapts, I will go ahead and increase it to 150, then 200, then 250, then 300 if I need to at any point in time, okay? And this is one of the biggest things that we will do when we have a fat loss client. And a lot of times people come in and they just haven't been able to lose the weight. And we're able to break through those plateaus with this phase-by-phase approach. First, we do a metabolism priming phase. And basically all this means is that we're going to get very clear in our numbers, start tracking macros, and get you in the gym building muscle. Because muscle is like investing your money and using compound interest to build wealth. Okay, a lot of you watching this right now will understand what I mean when I say that. If you're invested in the market, real estate, whatever it is that you're invested in, you're hoping to have those dollars work for you over time instead of you always having to work for a paycheck. Cardio is like working paycheck to paycheck. You have to continue showing up for it to work. And if we build more muscle in your body, you're going to burn more calories over time, and it's a much more efficient way of getting results. So when we go through that first phase, we then graduate into a fat loss phase where we lose anywhere from 20 to 40 pounds depending on the client, and that's for a 3 to 4 month window. Once we get our results from that phase, we go into a reverse diet, and this is really where we solidify everything. And by solidify, I mean that we are basically making this your new normal, okay? And this is a proven process that we've done hundreds and hundreds of times with our current clients. One client I will talk about in particular, Lamar, right here, I'll put him on the right side of the screen. Basically with him, this is a 2+ year transformation here, okay? This did not happen overnight. And when we originally lost weight, we took several breaks in between on the way to get him to his new normal, okay? You can't really do this in one go. You have to go through a fat loss phase, resensitize, make that your new normal, then complete the process again. And that's usually what we do to get clients results that last long term and prioritize retaining muscle too. As you can see in Lamar's transformation, he has abs popping, his chest looks full, his arms look great. Like, he's not just like a smaller version of himself, he's actually revealing all that muscle. So if this makes sense, if you have any more questions, drop them down below. I'll be making more videos about some really, really important things. The next thing I'm going to be talking about on one of these videos is going to be reprogramming your body fat set point and long-term strategies for men over the age of 35. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you want to watch more trainings, you can click this one. And if you want to watch another awesome video, click here. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.